In 2025, I rented a couple of plots at my community garden, and let me say it was amazing. This is the color. This is the color of the celosia. It's almost like a peach color, gorgeous. And most of the shape of the celosia that is growing here is this type. I really like that. When I first came here last year and the place was full of weeds, I had no expectations. I just threw a few things there together and I really didn't have a lot of expectations as far as the plants doing really great. But I was really happy to find out that things like to grow here. This is double click snow puff. Look at the color. Look at that beautiful bloom. There's some more over here. Look at that. That is gorgeous. These plants have been producing tons of flowers this far. And they're definitely very tall. They're about, I don't know, almost 5 feet tall here and looking amazing. And right here next to the cosmos over here, I have a whole section of sunflowers. All of these sunflowers that you see here on the back and over here are the seeds that I saved from past sunflowers from Sunflower Steve. I don't really have any doubles or any crazy colors or crazy textures like you will normally see from Sunflower Steve. But I have, regardless, I had a lot of great success with this. These things are huge. These things are huge. I planted a bunch of flowers, I did some tomatoes, and I did other things that just took off. And this year I am happy to return and see what else we can do here. And last fall, when everything was done for the first season, I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of the place, I was taking care of the soil here, so I added a bunch of leaves. In my backyard where I live, I don't really have a lot of access to leaves. So what I have to do in the fall, if I want to get some of those, I have to drive around the neighborhoods and pick up the bags that my neighbors have ready for me. Yes, I am that crazy lady that is just driving around, picking up the leaves. And I brought a bunch of bags here to the community garden. And I made quite a thick layer of it, and I am happy to say that they stay down. I also use a tarp that my son helped me to put together here to cover both rows with the pads, and that way hopefully the weeds will just not start spreading early in February or in March when we started having those nice warm temperatures here in Indiana. The weather this year has been a little bit tricky. We have had really warm weeks and we have had really cold days. So the weather cannot make up its mind, but it's okay. We're here taking care of the place. I am not quite ready to plant just yet, but I do want to make sure that the rows are full of nutrients, full of the good stuff, so that when I'm ready to plant, things are ready to go. covering these rows was kind of a pain because I was bad myself, and it's definitely a two people job because the tarp is heavy. It's full of water, it's full of things that have been collecting in the winter. If you are doing this by yourself, know that you're going to have to take your time. I was happy to see that the weeds definitely were controlled by the tarp. I am debating this year if I am going to be using landscape fabric for covering these rows when I plant, because I did notice how compact and flattened the soil got after I removed that landscape fabric last year. So I don't know if I am going to repeat that this year. Maybe I will just do that for the smaller flowers, but maybe I'm going to leave the dahlias that I plan to having one huge row here without the landscape fabric. I don't know if that's going to be a lot of work for me to keep up with the weeds, but I'm also planning to have the dahlias really close together. So I am not really sure how I'm going to handle that. If you have experience growing in rows, planting dahlias specifically, let me know how you handle the mulch because I will be interested to know. I don't think that I am going to plant my tomatoes here at the community garden this year. I am going to do those in my own backyard, but I am planning to have some sort of trellis, cattle panel trellis that is for growing some melons, some banana melons, and some kajari melons maybe. I am really excited. Honestly, this place has been quite a huge blessing. It is a lot of space. These two rows are 4 by 45-ish, and believe me, you can grow a lot of flowers and a lot of vegetables here. I hope that you guys are already planting, are already watering your rows, your raised beds, your containers full of flowers, full of vegetables. Let me know how your weather is doing where you live. Thank you for being here, you guys, and I will see you on the next time.